He think he know some shit. He try to tell me what he on. He think he on some shit. That's the ambition, baby. Look at his eyes. This week he mopping floors. Next week is the fries. So don't ever settle. Don't let them kill your dreams. Small-minded people will tell you anything. All of our medals, all of these melodies, all of us treasure, all of our brethren. All of these things are brother dreams. I sew together the pieces, they want me split at the seams. Treat us like we can't have it, or treat us like we just savage. And teachers ain't really trying, don't pay them no decent salary, cause parents have gone missing. Who gon' pick up the baggage? But dog, I'm rapping, and we finna take over, I'm platinum. I got a back end, cause this music all I have, man. Story of a black man, yeah. Faith.
Come on, man.
Get that young man a round of applause.
Come on, man.
You get that young man a round of applause.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We here. Come on, man. Look, who was that? Who was that fire we was listening to?
That's Baffled Joseph, man. Get that young man another round of applause.
I mean, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. It's mandatory. Shout out to that man. That man out here putting out fire.
Yeah, that remind me of like the old Kanye. Like that's what Talib that stick to your ribs.
Come on, man. Don't speak on Talib right now. They ain't on good terms right now. They ain't on good terms.
That's what it made me feel like. That type of era. That era Kanye. The golden sampling age when Kanye was. That's what that remind me of.
That's a fact.
When he built this conglomerate off of. That's what that sound like.
Yeah, we're going to definitely get into that. But, man, before we do anything else, man, we got to introduce ourselves, man. It's the Hudson Crew Podcast. It's your boy, Ra.
Man, it's Statham, man. Hoodie off Statham.
That's what we do, man. Things look a little different today. Yeah. Things look a lot different today, man. We're bringing some things back, taking some things away. I mean, but, all in the strive of getting better, man. Putting ourselves in better situations, man. That's all we can do. How you feeling, OG?
I'm feeling. I got my dog here for sentimental, purposes. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling all right now.
Black on black.
It's a little cause, a little Snoopy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mandatory.
I tried to give it to my son, but he don't appreciate art, so I had to take it back. You know what I'm saying? So this young thing sleep with me now. You feel what I'm saying?
You don't appreciate art.
Look at you all lending up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do that to this, man. Like this is worth something. You feel me? Like. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to talk to the mic, man. You can't,
my fault.
You can't. What's wrong with this, man? Yeah, you got mics on here, man.
Oh yeah, my fault. But yeah, this worth something. You get me? You can't just,
Listen, man. We. I think when we was growing up, I'm gonna say, our parents always said we didn't value anything, and now you're starting to see that same shit.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, but in this day and age, when gas prices are surging, you get what I'm saying? Like you gotta appreciate taking walks to the grocery store now. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just gotta appreciate like the little, the minute, minuscule details in life, right? Things that seem minuscule, you gotta appreciate it, man.
That's a fact. And and to go back to those minuscule things and those little things, like I went back to the old neighborhood where we used to live at 15th Street, and I took a walk to 18th and 18th. It felt good, man.
What time of day was it though?
It felt good. That was early. It was like probably like 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah,
2 o'clock.
You get 6-9 shit, 2 in the morning?
Nah, get the fuck out of here. Cool. But I took a walk and I really appreciated that shit. Like I remember the times when we were so small, that shit seemed so far. I mean, you look at it now, like niggas breaking 30 at this point. Like we're not with 30s. Like
I'm in my 30s right now.
It's old as hell.
That's a fact. Yeah, I kid you not. Let me just take this off of this thing right quick. Yeah, I kid you not. Like when as soon as I hit my 30s, bro, like my knees started hurting. Like I don't know what it was. Like the minute it turned 12 o'clock, my knees is like, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like it fell. You know what I'm saying?
Listen here, man. I gotta attest. Like when it comes to knee issues, I gotta go back to Irvington High School, man. Football. That shit was brutal on my knee. First of all, shout out to the Blue Knights, man. They just won a fucking state championship, bro.
Oh, they did?
They won a fucking state championship, man. Shout out to the fucking Blue Knights, man. First in history.
Give them
That's a fact. A round of applause, man.
I forgot we could do that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, man. It's some new shit, man. Yeah. It get a little awkward in this bitch. We gotta... But we ain't using that too often, my nigga. We may have a few of these.
Oh, that's a fact. A lot of those.
Niggas deserve that. But man, let's say the least, man. I'm sorry, man. I had to mess some things up.
Pro.
So, yeah, let's get into it, man. I know you mentioned a little bit about, Kanye's conglomerate and sad news, and it's a sad time, and in this world right now where we are losing people's, that are pillar to the communities, people that inspire us, people that inspire the nation, and definitely a new cult of creators. And just knowing that we just lost Virgil Abloh, one of which is the creator of Louis Vuitton, to create a director for and owner of Off-White. He was one of the co-founders of Ventrilo, Pyrex. I mean, to just name a few things that he's been involved in. Of course,
creative director Donda.
That's a fact. That's a fact, and he's been that. And it's funny because people always talk about, oh, well, he was. No, he is. Like he's behind the scenes. He's probably one of the people that have been pushing the buttons when it comes to being creative in that space. When it comes to Kanye. So I do want to take a moment of silence for the passing of Virgil Abloh. Appreciate it, man. I don't know if you got anything to say to that, man. How you feel about that? I mean, obviously, it's a sad feeling. I don't know how you feel about that because I know how you feel about that. But what's going on through your head, man?
Nah, I don't know. It just seemed like all the good ones are gone, bro. Like it seemed weird, bro. Like, man, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I'm happy with the love that Virgil got. He touched so many people, bro. Like just being just being just being selfless, bro. Just willing to help people. Like right. we've talked about it, right? Like we watched his last fashion show, right? And we just looked at all the people that he touched that was there, right?
Right.
Like Curran Frost, like he was just a weirdo with like a number 2 pencil on his face.
Yeah, tattoo.
You know what I'm saying?
And people don't know that as a tattoo. It's not just a number 2 pencil.
Yeah, number 2 pencil tattoo.
I want people like, oh, he's walking around with a number 2 pencil on his face.
It's
what
not.
Kind of glue is that?
Yeah, it's not
the glue deal. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's not that. Like, yeah, then like you think about like Luca, right? Like like
Luca,
who's like a model now.
Yeah, probably one of the top,
most of that models, and in the fashion industry. Then you look at Ian Connor. Right. Yeah. Then you look at Bloody Osiris. Then you look at his brother. Then you look at the dude from a Cold Wall.
Right. Samuel.
Then you just keep going down the line, right? Like, and it's like this dude played like an intricate part in like every last one of their careers. Like,
the guy for
Aaron Preston,
Preston. Shout out to him.
Matthew Williams. Like, I mean, the name goes on and on. He played a part like in these people's lives, right? And he also played a part in Kanye life. Way before he became like the Virgil Abloh.
Right. Because he was Virgil to them, to the world. He was unknown. Until like the Pyrex thing hit the scene. Like once Pyrex hit the scene, and shit started getting crazy.
And I still think like even when he was on Pyrex, like it still was just like he still wasn't like known.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna just take it back a little bit, right?
Yeah, man, we got time.
Like when I was in high school,
educate these brothers.
Not even on that, right? Because I thought about it for a while, and how can I put it? Like, I think at one point, right, I stopped following Virgil at one point, right? Because
we all did.
Yeah, it's almost the same. It's almost the same how like I feel about like Travis Scott, where I stopped following Travis at one point. Where I stopped following Rocky.
Nigga, did you start back? First of all, you still don't fuck with Travis.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Halftime show.
Yeah, yeah. After that, yeah. And even Kanye, like I stopped messing with Kanye at a point in time, right? Because it's like even Cudi. I mean, I feel like Cudi haven't had that what's the name yet, but it feel like these people that you grew up on, right? You become selfish. Like when you discover this great art, right? You discover something so good, so beautiful, right?
You want to keep it to yourself.
You want to keep it to yourself. You get
That's
what I'm saying?
fair.
Like
That's
you want to
fair.
keep it to yourself. So when other people start to get on stuff. Like I'm always the type of person like if people was on it, like I didn't want to be on it.
Right.
So I'm always I'm always the person that's trying to sort out, like trying to be on some shit that nobody else is on. So when niggas got on Virgil and when niggas got on what's name, I kind of like stepped away from it a little bit because it's like it's the cool thing to do.
Right.
you know, and like up into this man last moments, right? Like you can kind of tell like these niggas live it.
No, to the fullest.
Like these niggas are living it. Like this ain't no trend shit. Like niggas are living this shit.
But I think it becomes trendy. You know what I mean? Like obviously everything becomes a trend, right? Like Off-White wasn't a trend until it became a trend, you know, but that was legitly how Virgil was dressing. Like that's how he dressed his people. You know what I mean? Like he was labeling everything at one point. You know, when he first came out with the collection with Nike and he labeled Air, you know, you know, in the quotations, parentheses. So like he was labeling everything, and then he just took
quotations. You're right, quotations.
Yeah, don't try to. I was an English major. My grammar is probably awful on this goddamn podcast. But I know a little something.
Yeah, your English is off right. Can I get that? We need to put that in there.
Come on, man. Yes, in fact, you need something like that up there, man. I got some applause. You feel me? Shout out to that man. That man just said some sis got into his bag just now. You know what I mean? But to say the least, he was always labeling everything. So then he went and put that in, you know, into a full collection.
Yeah.
You know, the boots are made for walking. You know what I mean? This is a purse. You know, so and things of that nature. And then I know you talked about a little bit off camera. You know, the fact that he was dating everything. You know what I mean? Like, and that, you know, and I know that meant something to you. So I want you to elaborate on that and like how you felt about that overall.
Oh yeah. So like back in.
It's like I'm interviewing you right now.
Yeah,
Hold
no,
up,
I feel like that. I feel like that a little
It's mandatory.
Bit. Yeah, I put my lips on the mic too. You know, I apologize for that. Apologize for that.
Yo, son is wild. And Kaimo, come get your mans. Yo, your man's out of control right now. Pause.
We're not used to this, man.
That's a fact. That's the first, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a first. I got to stand here and actually be on the mic. No pause.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. It's a first, but like I said, we getting there, man. We moving forward. You know, we doing things, man.
Yeah.
I'm moving forward. Keep moving on. Ain't no stress on me, Lord. All right, come on, man. Give me some, man. Give me applause for that, man.
That's what's up.
Keep going up, man. Yeah, how do you feel about that, though, bro?
So it's like I remember. I think it was like 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Like my whole life was based off of like Kanye's like existence. Like I got dressed like Kanye and everything, and I got a lot of. I don't know if a lot of niggas remember. A lot of people probably don't remember. But it was this website called DressLikeKanye.com. I'll be honest with you, man. I think this is a moment of transparency, right? Like, so like, yo, if I was rocking like the hottest shit up until that point, like that wasn't like my style at all.
That was Kanye.
That was Kanye's style.
God damn, niggas in the hood ain't gonna appreciate this, man.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. Like that was not my style at all. I would just watch those videos, right? And I would watch just those. They would break it down too, like, you know, Air Jordan such and such. Just like when you can get like, you know, Jordans. Like you didn't have to camp out for Jordans at this point.
Right. That was right before the hype was
this
the
is
hype.
Right before shit was crazy. Like this is right
shit
before you can still walk up to like a Dr. J's or like your local sneaker store, and still pick up a pair of like, you know, trainers or a pair of like, you know, sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like sought out sneakers that became so yeah.
You know, he a sneakerhead when niggas said trainers. Like, niggas don't say nothing like that. We just say sneakers. They shoes. They the same thing.
Yeah, nah.
I still haven't got into that shit.
Nah, and the thing is, like, it was like before, like it was just before then, right? So it was just, you know, but around that time, like I remember, like it was this picture that came out, and it was I think it was Taz Arnold, Don C,
Tisa. If you don't know who Taz Arnold is, y'all niggas, y'all wasn't on it. Yeah. Because I wasn't on it. I knew about Tisa hats. I just didn't know who was the actual founder of that. But it's crazy that it was somebody from Kanye camp. And it's kind of crazy. But go ahead, keep on.
Yeah, like Virgil was in there. Like, there was a few other people that was in there. And like,
what's his name? Bentley?
Farnsworth Bentley, yeah, he was there. There's a few other people I know I'm keeping out of there. But that was like a pivotal time where like they was trying to like invade, like, you know,
fashion.
Like the fashion world, right? And I remember like the picture I wouldn't say it went viral, but the picture became super popular, you know, because Taz Arnold had a pair of Louis Vuitton leggings.
That shit was different. First of all, he ain't matched not one bit.
No.
Niggas had luggage, everybody was fly, and Taz kind of stood out. from everybody else. He had like a cowboy hat that was Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
That was probably custom. Now, I don't think that was even
all of this shit was like he would custom like all this shit. Let's say he would get like old Louis Vuitton purses
bags,
and shit like that, and just like redesign them, like reconstruct them.
that shit was crazy. But he was always fly. Like, but those leggings was definitely different.
Like,
I'm be honest. Somebody like me who was into like Dipset and Lil Wayne, that shit was definitely different for me. And it's funny because I didn't see that picture until like 2014, which is when I personally became not necessarily a fan of like the Kanye lineage, but I became a fan of Kanye. And then of course, like hanging out with you, Todd, and everybody, like y'all was huge Kanye fans and like a part of that lineage. So that was when I started to see that picture. But I mean, obviously 2014, it was a bit outlandish, but my man Wayne was rocking leggings at that time too. So it wasn't that far fetched. But
So it became. I mean, if you look at it now, like you saw how like futuristic these dudes were. Like when they were doing it, like that shit was like, oh, these dudes are like gay, like they, you know, like it was a bunch of different stuff, right? They said a bunch of different things about these men, right? And like one of the pillars of that was like Virgil. Like you see this tall, dark skinned dude. I thought it was Kanye's brother. Like he didn't have a name at that point, right? He looked just like Kanye.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I would say that I didn't. He was the only one that didn't stand out.
You didn't think he looked like Kanye?
I didn't get that from
Kanye.
him.
They haircuts were the same way. He was just taller, dark skinned guy.
My only thing
that dressed well.
My only thing was like for me looking at that picture, because let's be honest, like we didn't see much of Virgil at that time.
No.
He was always around. He was always in a picture. But like I said, he never really stood out. He always played his part. You know what I mean? I felt like he always was like in a cut chilling.
He was an assistant.
He was always in the cut chilling, waiting for that opportunity, or waiting for his turn, or working on what he was working on, because he was doing more than just, you know, being with Kanye and them. He was doing their covers. You know what I mean? He was being a little bit more creative.
After the fact,
After the fact. So
after the fact,
so I can say that like he didn't stand out to me at first.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't know he was a part of Pyrex until like after Ventrilo happened and all that, and you know, so I mean he just wasn't out there as much as everybody else. I would say.
No, like I said, I thought he was Kanye's brother. Like he looked just like Kanye. He looked just like Kanye to me. Like I thought that was his brother, or whatever. But you know, Kanye was the only kid. So like a lot of Kanye fans were like, oh, he was the only kid. Yeah, but he looked just like that nigga. Like he looked just like him. So you know, I think up until so you got that point in time, right?
Right.
There was a point in time where I had to find like myself and like my dressing style, because that website got taken down, or I guess the person that was running it just decided not running no more.
How about say who?
I don't know who was running that page, like some type of fan, but thank you for ruining my life at that point, because like, I had to find like my own style. But it was like a pivotal point too, right? Because I had to reinvent my style. Like a little bit of my style came from Kanye, came from Cudi at the time. You just had to like mix these different things, right? So then you get into like this ASAP. So you thought we wasn't gonna have a Virgil conversation without putting ASAP in it?
All right, it's mandatory.
Mandatory.
I mean, we can talk about influence when it comes to dressing.
When you talk about the influence,
come to fashion.
When you talk about what changed the universe,
it was definitely. I would have to say Kanye. I would have to say Kanye and then ASAP.
I can't say that.
I'm saying ASAP because think about it. Okay,
I can't say that.
Backpackers, and let's be honest, Kanye did come out and say that he wasn't a real backpacker. Yeah. But that backpack, like, come on, pink polos.
I think that's
pink polos. Come on, pink polos. He came out 808s and heartbreaks. Come on, bro. Like, your whole prom suit was Kanye.
No, I know, but that was just like it was me, right?
Right.
It was just me. Like I was an avid Kanye fan. Then when niggas got on Kanye around, like, you know, when the sneakers started becoming popular, niggas started getting on Kanye and stuff like that, and I fell off. You feel me?
By the way, he still got Yeezys.
Yeah, he still got it.
He still got them shits down.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna say where they at, but they still around. They done.
Yeah, they finished. They beat us.
I don't understand. Oh, so I'm sorry, but if you a sneakerhead, like I don't believe in not wearing your fucking sneakers.
Wear them. Wear
your fucking sneakers, bro. I got some 500s over there, some rat joints.
Wear your sneakers.
Where them shits worn?
They look beautiful though.
Them shits got miles on it.
Like it's artwork, bro. Like you can tell. Like I can tell. Like where you've been in that. I can tell you played soccer in those. Like I can tell you went to like. I can tell you went to like a gift shop, took a couple Walmart runs. Like I can tell.
Easily.
Like you get what I'm saying. Like it's a beautiful.
It should be. It should say something. It shouldn't. You shouldn't have some amazing sneakers and not have miles on it. Shout out to Todd. Todd rocking his fucking mags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wear them shits, man. What are you doing? What
kind
of you think you're doing? I got some olive joints, some Black Friday release joints. They had. Remember they came out with the red joints. They came out with the white joints and the green, which is the olive joints. My nigga, them shits ripped in half.
Yeah, you was working out in them shits. You was putting a lot of work in them, putting them to the test.
when they just got them.
Yeah.
I was preparing for the police exam with them bitches on.
That's a fact.
Like, what do we do? Let's get back to it.
He was testing the durability of them.
It's mandatory. And them shits was awful. Them shit shredded. I went hiking with them bitches on. Them shits is done now. But get it, brother. Get it. Finish your talk, man.
I forgot where I was even at.
Don't worry, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
So,
I think I know I was talking about ASAP, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
ASAP.
okay. So like niggas ain't want to like. We was on the Kanye shit, right? But a lot of people wasn't on Kanye. You feel what I'm saying? Like when ASAP came about, niggas had niggas wearing all black for 6 years straight.
black scale.
Yeah.
Black scale.
But yeah, that's because of Rocky. Niggas
Right, niggas ain't know what black scale was.
You know
Let's be honest. Like before black scale really hit the mainstream, you go to that page, everything was in stock.
Yeah.
Everything was in stock. Like once it really hit and they start rocking the funeral hats and all that stuff like that, and they really start pushing the culture, and they, the What's Up video came up, and things like that, and they saw, the jackets, the shirts, the pesos and everything. But I think What's Up, that video really showed black scale though. Like they had everything that was in that shit was black scale.
Because I think they
from
had
the
like
rings,
the
chains, the deal with them.
Yeah.
So once that happened, like I remember like going to black scale, like and like really looking and seeing what's going on, and wanted to buy some shit, and they had like the pyramid rings.
Yeah, I'm
like
not
those
gonna
are the
lie,
first things sold out.
Black Museum was way better than Black Scale.
100%. 100%. I remember first hearing about fucking Black Museum, bro. Like I remember like the shit that y'all was doing. I remember. I don't know if y'all if you remember that hat, but the whack hat. And it was used like the Letterman's like hat on, like the Letterman fabric, print on it that said whack. That shit was crazy. Yeah. I remember like linking up with you and being like, yo, bro, I need one of them hats. And at the time, it was sold out. Yeah. But I ended up getting the actual Whack Museum, the art gallery joint. Like I still got that shit in the crib. I'm gonna have to wear that shit and pay one. I should have wore it today.
Yeah.
But like I remember seeing that shit. But like y'all was like, I feel like y'all way of creating was like so different, my nigga. Like it was staying true to who you was, and like every piece meant something. Like, and I think that's why like I drew it to y'all. And I remember coming down to the house, and then I think I created a hat for y'all. I'm like, yo, look, bro, y'all need to see this shit, bro. I created this shit. I think I did like a diamond or some shit like that for the A, and like really put together some things. And you know what I mean? And that was like, I was passionate about that shit, man. Y'all had some dope shit. Not y'all had some dope shit. Y'all still got some dope shit. I mean, there's so many ideas out there.
We got some dope shit, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just things didn't go as it should have. You know, we didn't stay a little bit consistent, but it was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But y'all was definitely better than Black Scale, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely better than Black Scale, man. But yeah, so even with Rocky, like with Rocky's fashion, and then the birth of like Ventrilo, right? The birth of Ventrilo, which
that
is like
movement was so crazy for so short.
And I think that was I think that was the pivotal time, right? Where like, people started gravitating towards Virgil. Like they was known as like these kids, they were DJing. They was in these clubs, like just
that's when the 40-ounce van and shit was going on too.
You had the 40-ounce bounce. Like it was mad thing, like things were moving, bro. Like these dudes in the streets.
Yo, culture changed, bro.
Around that time.
Like that was like monumental, like hip hop. I'm gonna say hip hop because hip hop is more than just music; it's a culture. Yeah. So it was like monumental. It's like everything transcended. I mean, when it comes to fashion, when it comes like that outside, being outside meant something different.
Yeah,
my nigga, like you got fly to go outside now. It was like fuck the club. Like I'm about to go walk down the street and I got some Jeremy Scott song. You know what I mean? Like you had to be fly at all. You never knew what was going to happen.
Actually, yeah.
And I always come back to this statement, and I don't know, I was never there, but niggas say, hey, yo, D, you wearing that? You feel me? He was putting that shit on. You know what I mean? And also, I felt like, although it was a lot of trends going on at that time, like a lot of people found themselves through that time. And you just mentioned that. You know, the fact that you didn't have that website no more. So now you had to find pieces from here, pieces from there. You know what I mean? I remember some jeans that you gave me. It was some Buffalo joints. I don't know where them fuck them shits was from.
Yeah.
But they was called Buffalo, and it was the best jeans I ever had in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
This nigga gave me some straight leg True Religions. I was confused. I said, I didn't know these shits exist. Niggas only wore the boot cut. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was things that was happening at that time that transcended. really what hip hop was gonna be going forward.
Yeah, like and that's the thing too, right? Like, and we speak on like Ventrilo, and always I think like you said, Ventrilo was like a pivotal time because Ventrilo, they were doing some shit with the internet.
My nigga, but it lasted like 4 months and it felt like 6 years.
That's true. Yeah, it's true.
Like,
it was a cool run. Like, it was a cool run, bro. Like, you know, like, who would think like these art kids, right? Like Virgil went to school for architect. Like at this point now, like he's doing shit with like Chief Keef.
Yeah. Yeah.
What these niggas don't give a fuck
James.
about. They don't care about art. You know, seemingly they don't care about art at all. Right? Like they just care about just wearing true religion, just getting fresh.
Right.
You know, and this guy like, you know, Ventrilo was like a thing. I remember that was like the first like it's artwork, right? But niggas like wearing it. Like he put hashtags on like
everything.
He put the quotations with hashtags, right?
Everything.
Yeah. So it's almost the same thing with the
and
quotations, right? He stayed true to himself, like even through the transition of like brands, right? Because like even the Ventrilo wasn't just his. You get
it was
like,
a mixture of people.
It's a mixture of people, right? And then when you start to do the Pyrex, and I forget what moment that was, right? When Kanye is rocking the Pyrex.
That was crazy. Like when he was rocking the motherfucking button ups. Oh my God. The red joints. Yeah. Oh my God.
And a lot of you niggas are lost right now because y'all don't know what we're talking about. You get what I'm saying? Y'all know this off-white Virgil. Well, you know,
oh no. It's way more to it.
Yeah.
Like it ain't just yeah, LV. You know, LV Virgil. And there's layers to this shit. I mean, when you really pull it back, and I know we never really get into it as much and really talk about the knowledge that we know and like how I would say involved you were, and I would say it really motivated me. Like I said, I wasn't into a lot of this shit. You know, like I really didn't know nothing about any of these things that was going on until, you know, like meeting you. Well, not meeting you because you're my cousin, but you know, meeting Todd and really, you know, linking back up with y'all. And I remember us doing a Whack Museum hoodie, and I did the pyramid joint. It was really a 101, and like that shit was crazy. Like, but like y'all really, you know, helped me out a lot when it comes to understanding what hip hop was, and that it was more than just listening to Dipset or listening to, you know, just rap. It was really,
you know, what's funny? It was like a little underground culture, bro. Like,
right.
That was like a
Joey Badass.
It was underground culture,
right?
You feel me?
And it wasn't, and underground became mainstream.
It became mainstream. It's crazy how like things flip, like niggas. But that was like around the time where you kind of like flipping everything on its fucking head because like art rules the world. You know what I'm saying? Like people can say art rules the world. So it's no coincidence that rap music is the #1 genre right now.
Right.
You know, so when you're doing things with the art, like I said, like this is like one of the first times like we actually seen it with people like from the art world. Even though Virgil like he has like a hip hop background, like they actually fuck with hip hop people.
Right.
You know, you playing shit like that's one of the reasons why I can't go to a club now. Like I'm tired of hearing what's on the radio. Like, this nigga Virgil's playing like emo rap. Like you know what I'm saying? Like niggas playing Trippie Redd. You get what I'm saying? Like even you know, we get into that. Like even, you know, just playing all of this music that you don't just hear. You know, and it's
you gotta feel it
too.
Yeah, you gotta feel it.
And it's good shit. Gotta feel it. You know, and then we came. I got like the Pyrex that Ye was wearing and shit like that.
Right.
And then for these niggas, I remember when rugby was. I forgot what year it was when rugby was going out of business. But rugby, they was canceling. Polo was canceling the rugby line. Right. So Polo canceled the rugby line. These niggas, because I remember this is like when they killed Virgil. These niggas purchased like all the Polo shit. I mean, all the rugby shit, and then screen printed on it. Right. But even think about that, right? To screen print on a fucking button-up shirt.
That was like far-fetched.
Bro,
like,
you know how blasphemous that was? Like, bro, you screen print on a fucking, what's the name, bro? That's insane.
And sold it for like 200.
That was
like 100. Sorry, like 100. It was probably more
than that. But that was insane, bro. But it's like, I think at that point now, I think that's when I was watching like a little, what's the name of it? I think he said at that point, like he knew he had a voice to communicate, you know, like with the clothes, like, because streetwear is, it's not like people, I hate when people say, oh, you know, this and that. People always try to dish streetwear, but, you know, streetwear is like, he said, you don't look at it like clothes. Like, he looked at streetwear as like a language, you know, and he portrayed it through like the clothes and stuff like that. That's how Off-White was born. Off-White was birthed through like streetwear, bro. But he still considered Off-White like, you know, the new version of like business casual, like streetwear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I believe that.
It's crazy. You know, then the fall off the Rockingham hat with, you know, Ventrilo, like, you know, kind of weird and stuff like that. Then you get into the Hood by Air. Then you get into, but that was like the pivotal time, man. Like Virgil was like, out here in these streets, bro.
Hood by Ear was like a quick move too. That should only last like 4 months.
Shouts out to Shane.
That's a fact. Like, I just think around that time, like, it was just so much going on, man. It was just too much going on. But I mean, to say the least, like Virgil, Kanye, and all them guys had so much influence on that, man. Like, so much of, and it's funny because when you really you take a step back and realize, like I said, they changed how we viewed hip hop in general.
Yeah.
And as much as we be so critical of Kanye, like, bro, he's the reason for this shit. Mm. He was the reason for this. He put, you know, let's be honest. Like,
everybody
okay,
that was in this camp is running this world today.
Let's just take a little quick walk before we leave this topic. Mm. You know, you have Kanye. You know names like Jasper because of Kanye. This is Barber. Like, yeah. You know his name. You know, Ivan. Mm-hmm. That's his name. It's his first name. Mm-hmm. But Don C. Yeah. Fucking run the world. You know, like Virgil.
Yeah.
Taz Arnold. Mm-hmm. Jerry Lorenzo.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because no one really talks about that.
Jerry came a little later too.
Yeah, he came a little later. But he went under that umbrella and look what happened. You know, like these guys are really ruling shit. Mm-hmm. You know, like Travis Scott. Now, granted, he didn't come under Kanye. Yeah. But it was what's his name?
Nope, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
So wait, listen. So Kanye wanted to sign him as a producer.
Kanye signed him as a producer. But
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think we can T.I. was a visionary for doing that, right? Like T.I. was like a super visionary for doing that. I guess he's seeing what Travis Scott was gonna be.
Right.
You get me? But Travis Scott is a mixture of Kanye,
right,
and Kid Cudi.
I'm about to say, do not say no fucking T.I. because T.I. is nowhere near in that. But them, I mean, the perfect combination, perfect combination of people. I mean, Travis can harm. He can't. Is it exactly what Cudi does when it comes to harmonizing? No, but he the closest to it. He the closest to it. Look, man. This was fun, but the baby's on the way, man. Until next time, man. It's the Hudson Crew Podcast. Your boy Ra.
Stay alone.
And we'll be back in action. New baby on the way.